Hello you guys, happy fall, welcome back. Today I have some DIY fall activities for your older toddler or preschooler. Hi, if you're new here, my name is Emma. I'm a Montessori trained guide, a mom of identical twin boys who are almost 3 years old, and I share with you every week on practical ways to bring the Montessori philosophy into your home. Today we are going to do that with a bit of a fall twist. I've got some really fun activities to share with you. Everything will be linked down in the description box below. I will also link related fall videos and blog posts. I have a lot of things over on my website. Just last week I had a video, not all with like DIY activities, but just fall things that you can do to help you fall in love with your child. So I will put that video down below as well as up in the cards here. So without further ado, let's jump into it. I'm gonna start by clearing off all of the things that are currently out on our shelves, and I will just do a whole rotation of brand new fall activities. All right, let's do this. First step is acorn pouring. I collected some acorns with the boys on a nature walk. I have these small stainless steel pitchers, which are great for pouring activities. I'll put a link to them down in the description box below, and then your child can just pour them from one pitcher to the other. Another pouring activity that you could set up is pouring popcorn kernels, or stick around till the end of this video where I will show you a really great fine motor activity with corn, and you could use those to set up a pouring activity as well. Last week on our nature walk, we picked up a bunch of acorns because I wanted to offer a number to quantity work. And so I got acorns. I think for this I might just use like the acorn tops because they'll sit nicely on the paper. And this will be as a PDF in the description box below, but I created these just number quantity boxes. So for each number, there's a corresponding number of boxes. And I am just going to cut these in half. I'm gonna keep each sheet the same size so that I can have them on a tray. I'm gonna laminate them, and then I will start with probably just 1, 2, and 3. I have yet to introduce any number quantity like explicitly to the boys. I have obviously done it just as it comes out about our daily life, you know, like, oh, you have 2 apple slices left, things like that. But we haven't shown this number to quantity. So if I'm only putting out numbers 1, 2, and 3, I would have 6 acorn tops. You could do anything. Last year I picked up these little baby pumpkins at the dollar store. I could also use these for this activity, or if I want to like change it up, I could put those out. I think for now I'm going to stick with the acorn tops. This next one is so fun for all ages. It is pumpkin hammering. And so I just have a small pumpkin, like a pumpkin pie size pumpkin. If you don't make it out to a pumpkin patch this year, you can pick these up at your local grocery store. And then you'll need golf tees. So I bought a pack of these. I'll link them down below. They're just wooden golf tees. The longer ones are good, gives them more to hammer. You will place all of the golf tees around the pumpkin and then offer a hammer. Now I'm gonna be using a small wooden hammer from like a pounding baby toy because we have one. You can buy those just by themselves. I'll put a link down below. Otherwise, you could use a real hammer, but I would be careful with that. I would go maybe the more like a mallet, like a rubber mallet, if you don't have a wooden hammer. If I was doing this with a younger toddler, I would probably just keep these pulled out. I'm gonna try, and for like a preschooler or an older child, I'm gonna try including a pair of pliers, because after they hammer it all the way down, then they can pull them up and set them in a dish for the next person to use. Especially if you were using this in a classroom setting, that would be helpful. So let's set up pumpkin family. Two things I learned after doing this with my children was that it was really difficult to have them hammer it when the T's were coming off to the side like that. So I changed to have them all kind of pointing up and down. For the most part, it also will make it significantly easier for them to pull them out of the pumpkin if you have already hammered all of the golf tees down one time. And then you can see how I have the dish of golf tees and my son just putting them into the holes that I have already created. All right, the next one is a really great fine motor activity, and it is plate sewing. So for this, you will want some Chinet paper dessert plate. I got these just at the grocery store. Target sells them too. And you will trace a design on this side. So I'm gonna do a leaf. You do any fall themed shape. And then you're going to punch holes along the edge, the perimeter of the shape using an awl. So look, oh my goodness. Looks like this. It's just a pointy, sharp, there's your awl. I do have like a protective crafting mat to help me with this. And then using yarn and a tapestry needle, which is just a blunt needle. Right, this is a tapestry needle. You can see it has a nice large eye, the top. You'll want to show your child how to thread through the eye of the needle. I'm showing you guys this one. I'm not sure how it will go with my boys. We haven't done this yet. They're still kind of working on lacing. So I'm also going to create a lacing card for the fall. And so I'm going to just print out a pumpkin and like a realistic looking pumpkin on some cardstock, cut around it, hole punch around the perimeter of the pumpkin, and then they can use a needle sewing through that lacing card. You might be able to buy something like this. I thought it would be an easy DIY. Let's make this plate sewing leaf. I have two more DIYs to show you, and then a third to just kind of tell you about. It's kind of a repeat one. So the next one is doing a leaf rubbing. So when you're out on a nature walk or playing outside, collect some leaves and press them between books to just keep them nice and flat while they dry out. And then you can tape them to a tray or to the table directly if you want. And I saw a recommendation to use tracing paper so that the child can see the leaf underneath. For an older child, I feel like using regular paper would be just fine, but the tracing paper will help them see where they are drawing. And then using like a wide, chunky crayon. These are some beeswax crayons. Show them how to color over top of the leaf to show the impression of all of the edge and the veins from the leaf. You could do this with a variety of different leaf shapes. You could even work on naming the tree that the leaf comes from. So maple leaves and oak leaves, that would be a really great time to introduce that nomenclature to them. And you could like hole punch them and string them along and create a beautiful leaf-shaped garland for your prepared environment at home, and just kind of be doing these leaf rubbings throughout the fall season. Another DIY that I've mentioned before is making homemade Play-Doh. I have some deliciously smelling fall scented Play-Doh recipes over on my blog. I just made the cinnamon Play-Doh again, and it's been so fun to have that yummy smelling Play-Doh to use for really fun sensory play. I pulled out all of my fall seasonal press-ins and cookie cutters, and it's just one of my favorite times of the year. So you can put together a little fall-inspired Play-Doh kit. You could include acorns and things that you find in your nature walks as well. That would make a great addition to a fall-themed Play-Doh kit. And the last activity is a really great fine motor activity. It is using tweezers to remove kernels from dried corn. So last fall I had got some dry corn. This one we had picked up when we were just like in a corn maze. It was on the ground, and so we grabbed one of these, and then I bought these more beautiful colored corns. I'm going to just set this out on a tray with a small little dish and a tweezers for them to pull the kernels and then collect them in the dish. And this would be like an ongoing work that they can choose. I've seen it done in a classroom, and it's kind of a community work, so they can work with it for as long as they want and then put it back on the shelf. The whole ear of corn doesn't get cleaned off right away, but throughout the season. So it's something you can keep on your shelf all fall long. Those are my fall DIY preschool and older toddler Montessori-inspired activities. All of them are just so great for building concentration, fine motor skill development, and really just speak the fall season and allow us to bring that into our home. If you haven't already, be sure to check out my video on 20 ways to fall in love with your child with fall-inspired activities and ideas for this season that we are getting into. I will see you next week for another video. Have a great day. Bye.